Hello, my name is Christian Cortez. We're going to be learning about bass and the guitar amplifiers. Bass and guitar amplifiers, they're basically the same thing. Bass made for lower frequencies for a bass guitar. Guitar amplifier is just made for a normal guitar, 12 string, right? 12 string, 6 string. Let's go ahead and get into it. There's 4 types of guitar amplifiers: solid state, tube amps, modeling, and hybrid. This would be considered a solid state. It's the cheapest one we usually use, right? Fender, the one we first start off with, 200 bucks. Basically means it just has knobs on there you can change. Not the best quality sound, pretty good for what you're getting for. Tube amp, this is the tube amp right here. It has tubes, has air vents, the coils that heat up, better rich sound, more money, but warm sound, better performance. You need it. Modeling amp, it's more electronic, usually digitally, it has more technology into it. It uses some of the tube amps features and the solid state as well. Hybrid amps combines both of the solid state and the tube amp into one. Way more money sometimes because of the technology they're using. Everything's more electronic. There are 2 types of configurations. There's combo amps. These are combo amps, right? They're all one piece, right? It's got the knob features, the gain, and the speaker in it. It's all in one. The second one is an amp head and speaker cabinet. It looks like this. These are the knobs that would be like right here. And then this is a separate actual speaker. 2 pieces instead of 1. Way more expensive, better for outside application if you need a very large amount of noise. If you're playing in a stadium, you're playing at a bar, maybe there's so much noise, you need a lot of noise, or a lot of amplification. Okay, so what is a guitar amplifier, or what is amplifier in general? Basically takes the audio signal from your pickup, guitar, or whatever, bass guitar, and increases it or amplifies it, makes it louder with minimal distortion. You're going to have that little hum, you're going to have a little bit of feedback, not feedback, frequency sounds. That's normal. We already went over what the bass amplifier is made for the bass guitar, obviously. How can you use amplifiers in a classroom? Well, you might have a soloist, you might have a collaboration with guitar, jazz band, or a pop concert. You might need louder noise in an auditorium, right? You're not going to use this in a small classroom that's the size of like this space. You don't need that. Maybe you need a student to stand out, right? Maybe you need a singer to stand out. You can even use some of these guitar amplifiers for singers, right? Who can use these amps? Well, anyone really. I mean, I remember being in middle school, and there's a lot of middle schoolers who play in bands and with their friends and family. Students as young as 11 or 12 in middle school at least know a basic understanding of how to use it, because it's just raise volume, lower volume, just like a phone. Plug it in, that's it. Students in high school tend to have a better understanding of what each knob does and which effect they're more able to understand. When and where can you use? Like I said, if you're in an auditorium, football, cafeteria, outside, you might want to use some amplifiers because no one's going to hear you outside. You can use it in jazz band, choir, guitar class, whatever really. What are the materials needed? So you're going to need, obviously, you're going to need your guitar cables. They look like this, 1/4 inch. And you're going to need, I mean, you don't need, but you might want to use balanced or unbalanced. You need, obviously, the power cord. Sometimes if you buy some at the flea market or at the pawn shop, it's a really good place to start. They won't sell you an actual power cord, so you have to buy your own sometimes. Make sure you have live power. Maybe you have a generator outside, whatever it is. Make sure you have live power. And you actually need the instrument, right? You need a guitar. It's nothing gonna supply that without the guitar. Okay. How do you make sound? Simple. Plug in the amp. Turn it on. Right? There's nothing plugged in. It's off. Turn it on. Make sure the volume's low, all the way off on the amp. Make sure your volume's low all the way on the guitar. Plug in on the input. turn the master volume a little bit. Plug in the guitar cable in your guitar now. Raise the volume on the guitar. Now you should hear sound. This is an example of the coils having to warm up because they're hot, they're cold. Right? Never plug in while the sound is on the amp or the guitar. You'll get a loud pop feedback. That's pretty much it. Troubleshooting. What if you can't hear anything? Well, your batteries might be dead on your portable amp. There might be a problem with the power cord not being able to sustain a lot of amps for your guitar. Your actual jack where you plug in might be messed up. You might want to take it to a guitar shop, troubleshoot it. You might not even have the master. There's two knobs, remember. The master is what controls the overall sound, and the normal volume or the gain, whatever, controls off a smaller portion. Make sure your master volume is on. Okay, that might be why. Some acoustic or pickups have an electronic system that plugs in, and it sends this sound from here to the amp. If you have no batteries in your pickup, you're not gonna get sound. So you're gonna be dead. Make sure you have batteries on your pickup. Also, if your amp works with other guitars and it's not working with one, might be your pickup or your jack on your guitar, or the knobs might be not working correctly. So those are some things that you could adjust. What is some additional stuff you might need? Well, if you're in a classroom constantly moving, you might want to get an amp carrier. It's a little wood thing with wheels, right? Moves it faster. Maybe a case for your amps or your guitar, and a working wall outlet. Okay, what are the benefits of using amps? Well, a teacher might need additional volume for a large audience to hear the performer. Maybe you have a soloist. You can't hear him over the trumpets. Maybe you can't hear him over the loud brass or maybe the loud percussionist. Well, you're going to need amplification so that way you can hear the guitar. Some guitars, for example, an electric or bass, they have no resonator cavity like an acoustic or classical. You cannot hear this over the whole band or the whole choir. You need amplification, right? Maybe you're performing as a soloist. You want to make that soloist the center of attention. You need amplification. Watch out for bad feedback. Like I said, don't plug in a guitar or whatever while the volume's on and the instrument and the amp's on. You will get really bad feedback. Make sure you stand. I like to stand behind the amp, so when I'm playing, it's not picking up. If I stand, if the amp is facing directly me and my guitar is facing it, that's just not smart. You're gonna keep getting feedback, and it's gonna sound like really bad. So make sure your distance is good. How much do these amps cost? Well, it all depends on the quality, the brand, the features of the knobs, and whether you're using a head or cabinet, like we said earlier, or bass or guitar amp. Okay. As far as solid state, like the example we gave here, and the normal one, can be the cheapest choice, bang for your buck, right? Sound quality sometimes can be good, but it's not the best. It can be anywhere from $100 to $2,000, $3,000. I don't know. Depends on, again, the brand and everything. Tube amp is what we have right here. Coils. That coil costs a lot of money to make, so obviously it's gonna be a lot of money. $600 to $2,000, a big wide range. Better quality and sound, very warm, very rich for jazz, blues, country, very slow arpeggio music. I prefer the tube amp. For rock music, really like grass, blues, bebop, really crazy stuff. Solid state's really good. Modeling amp is really good for if you're playing at a nightclub, playing at a venue, a bar. Everything's more electronic, hooked up to the PA system. That's a modeling amp right there. $200 to $1,200. Better sound quality, more technology, have way more knobs, right? But more price. Same thing with a hybrid, a lot of technology, so it's going to be a lot of money combining these two into one. And that's pretty much it for the price. Additional resources. If you want to buy some of these amps, guitars, cables, power supplies, Sweetwater is a good one. Guitar Center, samash.com, Musician's Friend Fender. You can also buy these directly from the manufacturer. These are some links if you need help. These are some troubleshooting. I'll include these in the model outline. That's pretty much it, guys. You get what you pay for. Don't buy something that you don't need for your application. What are you going to play? Where are you going to play at? And how much money do you have? That's the 3 things. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get the best quality. Thank you.